Your air conditioner will warn you 5 times before it dies, and most people miss every one. That is how a $10 part turns into a dead compressor or a whole new system you did not need yet. It almost never quits all at once. It warns you for weeks. You just have to know what to listen for. You know the feeling. Hottest afternoon of the year, the unit running since morning, and the house still will not cool to where you set it. It used to hold 72, now it sits at 76. Nothing looks broken, so you shrug and wait. And that waiting is exactly what wears a compressor out, the $2,500 part. I spent 25 years around these units, plenty of it on ones already failing. So I know the signs a unit gives you right before it quits and which ones you can fix yourself for a few dollars. Sign 2 is the sound that means your compressor has weeks left. Sign 4, nobody takes seriously until it is coming through the ceiling. Let's start with the one you feel first. Sign number 1. The air from your vents is weak or just not cold like it used to be. The unit is running, you can hear it, but the house will not cool down. Here is why this is the one to catch early. Your cooling depends on air moving steadily across a coil inside. Choke that airflow down, and the coil gets so cold it freezes into a block of ice. And a frozen coil is where it gets ugly, because now liquid refrigerant slides back into your compressor, which is built to squeeze gas, not liquid. That can crack it open from the inside. The $2,500 part, killed by a problem that started at a few dollars. The fix is usually the cheapest thing in the system, your filter packed solid with dust. So shut the cooling off at the thermostat. Now here is the one time you want the fan set to on instead of auto. Leave it on a few hours so it blows warm air across that coil and melts the ice off faster. Once the ice is gone, set the fan right back to auto where it belongs. Do not chip at the ice and do not run the cooling while it is frozen. Then put in a fresh filter, a plain basic one, just a few dollars, and check it every month in the hot season. And open any vents or return grills that are closed or blocked by furniture, because choking the airflow in one spot starves the whole system. If that fixes it, you just saved yourself a compressor. But if the air is still warm with a clean filter, or the coil freezes right back up, now you are looking at a refrigerant leak. That is the one job here you cannot do yourself. The refrigerant is sealed and regulated. But before you let anybody sell you a recharge, watch my video on what one should actually cost so you do not get overcharged. Quick thing before we move on. All of this, cooling and heating both, the price math, and the exact questions to ask, it's in one plain guide over at raydutton.com. It's there if you want it, no pressure. All right, back to it. Sign number 2, and this is the one I really want you to hear, because a couple of these sounds are the last warning before the expensive part goes. Your unit starts making a sound it never used to make. A healthy system runs with a steady hum, so a new noise is telling you exactly what is starting to fail. 3 are worth knowing. The first is the important one. A loud hum from the outdoor unit while the fan on top just sits there and will not spin. That is almost always a small part called the capacitor. Think of it as the battery that gives your motors the jolt to start. When it dies, the motor cannot get going, so it strains and pulls a huge surge of current, getting hotter every second, and that is what burns out your compressor. Now the good news. That capacitor is a cheap part, about $10, and you can change it yourself. I walk through the whole swap in another video, but there is one rule you cannot skip. It holds a stored charge even after the power is off, enough to hurt you badly, so you discharge it safely first, exactly the way I show you. Do that and it is a 10-minute job. So when a company tells you the whole unit is finished over a $10 part, now you know better. The second sound is a grinding or a high squeal. That is a motor's bearings wearing out, metal on metal. Shut it down. Keep running it and the motor destroys itself, and it can take the compressor with it. Caught early, a motor is a few $100s. Seized while running, it turns into thousands. The third is a fast chatter or buzz, or the strangest one, a unit that will not shut off even with the thermostat off. That is the contactor, the switch that feeds power in, and its contacts are wearing out. Kill the power at the breaker. If it is just a loose panel buzzing or debris in the fan, that one you tighten up yourself for nothing. If this is helping, do me a favor and hit subscribe, because this is the exact stuff they count on you never hearing. All right, sign 3. Sign number 3 is a quiet one, so most people miss it. It is called short cycling. The unit kicks on, runs a minute or two, shuts off, then kicks back on a few minutes later. On, off, all day. Here is why that is so hard on the machine. The most demanding moment for an air conditioner is the startup, that first surge to get everything spinning. A unit cycling all day goes through that hard start dozens of extra times, and everyone wears the compressor down. It is one of the fastest ways to take years off a unit. The causes are usually cheap. First, that same clogged filter, so check it. Then look at where your thermostat is. In direct sun, next to a lamp, or by the kitchen, it reads the temperature wrong and flips the unit on and off. Moving it or just shading it can stop the cycling for nothing. If the filter is clean and the thermostat is in a fair spot and it still cycles, you are back to a refrigerant or electrical problem, and now you know those from the first 2 signs. Sign number 4 is water where it should not be, or a musty, damp smell through the vents. And this is the one folks always underestimate, right up until it is coming through the ceiling. 2 things cause it. 1. The coil has been freezing and thawing, that same airflow problem, and the melt is running over. 2. And this is the common one, the drain line is clogged. Your unit pulls gallons of water out of the air, and it drains out a little pipe. Over time, that pipe grows a slimy sludge inside until it plugs solid. Now the water backs up and spills, and that musty smell is the same growth sitting in the standing water blowing into your house. The fix is one you can do yourself. Find where that drain pipe lets out, usually by the outdoor unit. Put a wet, dry shop vacuum on the end and pull the clog straight out. Costs you nothing if you have the vacuum. Then flush it with a little vinegar to keep the slime from coming back. One thing that matters: do not pour bleach down there. Bleach eats the plastic pan and cracks it, and then it leaks for good. Vinegar, not bleach. The only time this is not your job is if the water is reaching anything electrical. Then leave it alone and shut the system off at the breaker. Sign number 5 is the slow one, hiding on a bill you toss in a drawer. Your power bill keeps creeping up, summer after summer, and the unit runs longer and longer for the same job, even though nothing changed. That is a unit losing its efficiency as it ages, working harder every year to do the same cooling. Before you blame the unit, be fair. Compare this year's bill to the same month last year, not to a mild spring, because a hot July always costs more than a cool April. Then do the cheap things. Fresh filter. Clear the grass and weeds off the outdoor unit. Make sure the thermostat schedule did not get bumped. Those alone can pull a real amount off the bill. But here is the honest part, where a lot of companies will not be straight with you. If your unit is past 10 years old and needs a repair every season, at some point you are just spending real money to keep a dying unit alive. So here is a simple rule to make the call yourself. Take the age of your unit in years and multiply it by the honest price of the repair, and I mean the real price, not the padded number a salesman quotes you. If it comes out over about $5,000, replacing starts to make sense. Under it, you fix it and keep your money. A 12-year-old unit with a $300 repair is $3,600, so you fix it. That same unit with a $2,000 repair is $24,000, way over, so you replace. And two things beat that rule every time. If the unit is under 10 years old, or the part that failed is still under warranty, you repair, no matter how hard they lean on you. I broke the whole thing down, the exact lines a salesman uses to push you into a new system, in another video. One rule before I let you go. If you ever smell burning or hot plastic, see smoke, or the breaker keeps tripping, that is not a wait and see. Shut the system off at the breaker. Those are the signs that go straight past expensive and into dangerous. So there is your 5. Weak or warm air, a new sound, short cycling, water or a musty smell, and a bill that keeps climbing on an older unit. Notice they almost all start in the same cheap place, a fresh filter and a clear outdoor unit, and the parts that fail are cheap if you catch them early. Your unit almost always tells you first. Your job is just to listen before that compressor is gone. So tonight, stand by your unit when it kicks on and listen. It is already telling you where it stands. And in the comments, tell me which of the 5 your unit is doing and how old it is. If you want to go deeper, I have full videos on the capacitor, on the refrigerant, and on beating the salesman's quote right here on the screen. I'm Dutton. Keep your cool, and I'll see you in the next one.